Adamant as adjective. It implies a strong determination and a refusal to be swayed by others. Firmly committed to an opinion or a course of action. Unyielding, resolute, and unwilling to change one's mind or to compromise. Despite his friend's advice, he remained adamant about pursuing his dream of becoming an artist. The teacher was adamant that cheating would not be tolerated in her classroom, and she strictly enforced the rules. The company was adamant about maintaining its commitment to ethical and sustainable business practices, even if it meant lower profits. Even after multiple setbacks, the athlete was adamant about training hard and making a comeback. Some parents are adamant about their children receiving a certain type of education, believing it to be the best option for their future success. Ignominious as adjective. Humiliating or disgraceful, causing public shame or dishonor. Marked by failure, defeat, or dishonor. The company suffered an ignominious defeat in court when it was found guilty of illegal practices. The politician's ignominious scandal led to his resignation and loss of public trust. The athlete's ignominious performance in the championship game resulted in widespread criticism and ridicule. The actor's ignominious behavior on set caused her to be ostracized by her co-stars and crew. The artist's ignominious flop of her latest exhibit was a blow to her reputation and career. Extant as adjective. In existence or still in use, as opposed to lost, destroyed, or extinct. Still in existence, surviving, or remaining. The original manuscript is still extant after all these years. The dinosaur fossils are the only extant evidence of their existence. The extant copies of the book are rare and valuable. The artist's extant works are on display at the museum. The extant documents provide a glimpse into the past.
Whimsical as adjective, capricious or fanciful in decision-making or behavior, playful or fanciful in nature or character. The comedian's jokes often have a whimsical, light-hearted tone. Her artwork is known for its whimsical style and bright colors. The book is filled with whimsical characters and imaginative settings. The fashion designer's latest collection features whimsical patterns and playful silhouettes. The hotel's decor has a whimsical charm, with colorful murals and unique sculptures.
Malleable as adjective. Capable of being shaped or formed, especially by hammering or pressing. Easily influenced or controlled. Clay is a malleable material that can be easily molded into different shapes. Children's brains are more malleable than adults, making it easier for them to learn new things. The new CEO proved to be a malleable leader who was open to new ideas and suggestions. The political candidate was criticized for being too malleable and changing their stance on issues frequently. Steel is a malleable metal that can be bent and shaped without breaking. Muted as adjective. Restrained or limited in expression or impact, toned down or subdued. Subdued or softened in terms of sound, color, or intensity, often implying a lack of vividness or brightness. Her muted response indicated her reluctance to engage in the conversation. The artist chose a muted color palette for the painting, creating a subtle effect. The muted lighting in the room provided a relaxing atmosphere. His outfit consisted of muted tones, blending into the background. Her expression remained muted throughout the meeting, revealing little emotion. Contingent as adjective. Dependent on or determined by certain conditions or circumstances. Likely to occur or be the case based on certain conditions or circumstances. A sales team's bonuses being contingent on meeting a certain sales target. A job offer being contingent on passing a background check. A sports team's success being contingent on the performance of individual players. A business's profitability being contingent on the state of the economy or market conditions. A political candidate's success being contingent on their ability to win over undecided voters. Colossal as adjective. Extremely large in size or scale. Impressive or magnificent in size or degree. The athlete's performance was nothing short of colossal, breaking several world records. The building was a colossal structure, towering over the rest of the city. The storm caused a colossal amount of damage to the town. The company reported a colossal increase in profits over the last quarter. The dinosaur fossils found in the area were of a colossal size, much larger than any living creature today. Transient as adjective. Not lasting or enduring, temporary or short-lived, passing quickly in and out of existence, ephemeral or fleeting. The transient nature of life itself. The transient beauty of cherry blossoms in the spring. The transient feeling of happiness. The transient nature of a rainbow. The transient nature of the fashion industry.
Benighted as adjective. In a state of ignorance or intellectual darkness, lacking knowledge or education. The benighted forest was filled with shadows. The benighted people lived in primitive conditions. The benighted society had no access to modern technology. The benighted expression on her face revealed her sorrow. The benighted train was hours behind schedule.
Precipitous as adjective. Done or taken quickly, suddenly, or unexpectedly, especially without careful consideration or adequate preparation. Steep, steeply sloping, or rising abruptly. The precipitous drop in the stock market caused widespread panic among investors. The climber was hesitant to attempt the precipitous climb up the steep mountain face. The sudden and precipitous increase in traffic overwhelmed the small town's infrastructure. The company's decision to lay off employees was met with a precipitous decline in morale. The doctor warned the patient of the precipitous consequences of not taking their medication. Impeccable as adjective. Beyond reproach or criticism, irreproachable. Without flaw or mistake, perfect. The chef's culinary skills were impeccable, and his dishes were always perfectly executed. The athlete's form and technique were impeccable, allowing her to excel in her sport. The musician's performance was impeccable, receiving a standing ovation from the audience. The tailor's attention to detail was impeccable, producing flawless suits and dresses. The businessman's reputation for honesty and integrity was impeccable in the industry.
Truculent as adjective, having a truncated shape or form, shortened or cut off. The truculent student refused to follow the rules. The truculent customer demanded a refund. The truculent protesters clashed with the police. The truculent boss made it difficult for employees to work. The truculent driver refused to yield to pedestrians.
Intimate as adjective. Closely connected or associated. Having a close personal relationship or connection. The couple shared an intimate moment on the beach as the sun set. She had an intimate knowledge of the local history and culture. The singer gave an intimate performance for a small audience. He shared an intimate conversation with his best friend over a cup of coffee. The memoir provided readers with intimate details about the author's life.
Maladroit as adjective. Clumsy or awkward in manner or movement, ineffective or inefficient in action or execution. He was a well-meaning person, but his maladroit handling of the situation only made things worse. The chef's maladroit knife skills resulted in unevenly cut vegetables and meats. Her maladroit attempt at humor fell flat and only served to offend her audience. The new employee's maladroit attempts to navigate the complex computer system caused delays and frustration for the entire team. The clumsy and maladroit handling of the delicate antique vase resulted in its destruction.
Coterminous as adjective, coinciding in extent, duration, or range with something else, sharing the same boundaries or limits. The two cities were coterminous, with their borders merging seamlessly into one another. The two committees were coterminous, with the same members and meeting schedule. The boundaries of the national park were coterminous with the state's borders. The expiration of the contract was coterminous with the completion of the project. The lease of the apartment was coterminous with the end of the school year. Tantamount as adjective, equivalent in value, significance, or effect, of equal importance or effect. His refusal to apologize was tantamount to admitting guilt. Losing the competition was tantamount to a failure for the team. The company's decision to cut benefits was tantamount to a pay cut. His lie was tantamount to breaking the trust of his friends. The actor's poor performance was tantamount to ruining the play. Contentious as adjective, causing or likely to cause an argument, controversial, involving or characterized by argument or controversy. The contentious issue of immigration policy has sparked a heated debate among politicians. The new CEO's contentious management style has led to disagreements with the board of directors. The contentious relationship between the two neighboring countries has resulted in a long-standing border dispute. The contentious divorce proceedings lasted for years and were highly publicized. The contentious decision to cut funding for public education has caused protests and strikes among teachers and students. Piquant as adjective, having a pleasantly sharp or spicy taste or flavor. Having a taste that is both sharp and appetizing, and that stimulates the appetite. The piquant sauce added flavor to the dish. The salad had a piquant dressing that made it delicious. Her piquant sense of humor always made me laugh. The dish had a piquant aroma that made my mouth water. The salsa was too piquant for my taste. Inexorable as adjective, unstoppable or unavoidable, unyielding or inflexible. The company's decline seemed inexorable, and its demise was inevitable. The inexorable march of technology is changing our lives in fundamental ways. The disease progressed with an inexorable force, despite the treatments. The inexorable advance of time cannot be stopped. His inexorable determination to succeed led him to overcome many obstacles. Ready to boost your English? Meet our vocabulary app, the fun and effective way to master the language. Books learn advanced words with examples and audio. Direct hit master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Video game enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Glow showing Europe, Africa translate into 100+ languages, all in one app. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.